Hi there, my name is Shukla, and I like to say namaste and welcome to my stream. My friends, today I'm going to be talking about 7 keys to be happy and prosperous in life. And this topic is so interesting because what I'm going to cover today will literally help you out. Okay, so go here at the bottom, like, subscribe, share, comment, and be sure to subscribe to my channel. Okay, so with that in mind, I wanted to cover this topic today because it's important. And I believe that happiness is the measurement of happiness, right? Versus peacefulness, and it's so important that we are really happy with what we are doing. As I talk to as a holistic financial business consultant, when I talk to different clients, I find out that they're doing things they're just not happy with, or they're doing things that they're not happy with. And what I find is that it's partially because they have never understood their energies and where they come from. And to resolve this matter, I thought, let me look at some data, from a different angle to help you out. And what are some 7 key factors that people around the world have measured happiness with? So let's talk about that today. And as I talk to you, it will make sense to you. Okay. So let's begin the conversation that we are having today. Now, first and foremost, people measure happiness. How do you measure happiness? And many people measure happiness first of all with money and wealth. So when this survey was done across the globe, people were asked, what makes you happy? And there were different regions of the world that this survey was done on. And what they found is that the first thing, people said money and wealth, right? So money and wealth was the first category that came about. The second category that came about was job satisfaction. So the question is, how happy are you with your current endeavor or your job that you are taking on right now? So second thing that came about was job satisfaction. Third thing that they found in a survey is a state of country's economy, depending on what country you live in and what is the country's economy really look like. Fourth thing they figured out was socialization. Are we social, are we not social? Is the country social? Are you able to really go out and meet your friends right off the bat or not, right? And have some fun. Do you have close? The other factor that came about was family time. Are you spending quality family time? Now, this was an important thing because it's important to spend time with family, right? Then came alone time. Alone time. Are you able to spend time alone by yourself where there is no disturbance? The sixth thing that came about, role of religion and spirituality. What is the religion and role of religion and spirituality in your life? And last one was mental and emotional state. So let's talk about these as to what was the survey and what people found. And by the way, if you like this so far, go here at the bottom, give me some like, comment, share, and be sure to subscribe to my channel. So with that in mind, I'm going to go through this each one, right? So when it came to Eastern countries versus Western countries, specifically because I'm from India, I'm going to talk a little bit about India. So when you look at European countries, US, Canada, Europe, Australia, when you take a look at major countries, what they found was that people were really well off with money and wealth, with job satisfaction and state of the country's economy. They found that in the survey, they found this. But what was interesting was countries such as India and other countries, right? They found socialization, family time, alone time, role of religion and spirituality, and last but not least, in mental and emotional state was found to be really high on the scale. Okay. Now, if you're watching this right now, go ahead and give me a like and a subscribe right now. I would really appreciate that. So as I'm talking to you about this subject matter, that these 7 factors are so important in your life. So now imagine, doesn't matter where you live, whether you live in India, whether you live in United States or any other country. I want you to sit down and think about exactly what it is that makes you happy, and make a list of that. Sit down and make a list of that, and ask yourself, are you balanced in that, in all areas of your life? If something is missing, that means, down the road, you are setting yourself up for a regretful life. So the question is, how do you balance this life? That's what we are all trying to do. So when you take a look at money and wealth as a measurement, is that a measurement? Yes, people say money is not everything. But you know what? Money and wealth is something that buys you everything in today's world. I mean, we're talking about back in the day, there was exchange of goods. Then came about, exchange of services. Then came about money, right? Like paper currency based on gold standards. Then came about the next thing that came about, now that's coming right now, is crypto. And if you can see that no matter what, money and wealth is a big part of measurement, because money is energy, is the good energy that you put out to the world and told the world that, hey, world, I love you a lot. I want to be with you. And I want to make sure that I help enough people so that I can attract the abundance that I deserve. And that's what you're saying with money and wealth, right? That's the first thing. The second thing is job satisfaction. Many people in survey found that people were just unsatisfied. They were disgusted with their jobs. They hated their bosses. They didn't want to work with their coworkers because they themselves hated themselves internally, and they did not come to a certain standard, but they loved what they did. If they loved what they did, they found that job satisfaction ranked way higher. If they were appreciated and really, thanked by the bosses, they were more satisfied with their job. State of the country's economy is important, because fortunately, unfortunately, it's important. Because in today's world, my friends, this subject of state of country's economy might be obsolete, because we are all online. We are watching each other. We are talking to each other. We are having conversations with each other right online. There are people growing globally all across the world right now. Companies are growing globally right now. And because of this global economy, which is a good thing, right? Socialization. I believe that we are able to socialize more than ever. I mean, you talk about balanced life today, you can actually achieve all of these things right online, right? Socialization is so important. When you socialize with people, all over the world right now, through Zoom calls, through a web call like this, or some other way, okay? Phone calls, however you socialize is important. But it's important to take some time and socialize with your coworkers, with your friends, whoever that may be. Family time, which many people have forgotten to take. And having this economy, the new way of thinking, right? 7 keys, like think about it. The East and the West, until now, it was so difficult to balance this two out. West Coast, United States and European countries, they were known for their wealth and job satisfaction and state of the country's economy, because they're all doing really well. But when you go to India and other countries, they're more satisfied with their family time, alone time, role and religion and spirituality, role of religion and spirituality, and mental and emotional state. There was all key factors in human happiness, and they found this the Eastern philosophies. So when you look at these two factors, when you think about these two factors, when you think about what I'm telling you, right now, for the first time, we have the opportunity to accomplish both, all of them together. Doesn't matter you live in India, doesn't matter if you live in Australia, doesn't matter if you live in the United States, doesn't matter if you live in Canada, doesn't matter where you live. But the most important piece is, right, that you are able to accomplish all of that right now. My friends, these 7 keys to be happy and prosperous has been proven technique. Just write down, start jotting things down as to, okay, right, maybe you make a list, right? One of the ways you can find out how happy you are is in each of these sections, you just jot it down, make a 7 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and literally write down on each point happiness level 1 to 10, and just measure it. And then you grade it. Okay, which one is my first one? Where am I most happiest? Where am I most happiest to least happiest, right? And then you start working on each one of them. And my friends, do this exercise and you will find yourself a path to greatness that you deserve. With that in mind, I wanted to tell you that how thankful I am that you're here today. I want to let you know that I love you a lot. I want to let you know that thank you so much for coming here today. And as I'm talking to you today, I want you to keep in mind that no matter what's going around in the world, happiness is at your fingertips. My friends, no matter what's happening in the world, know that know that you deserve to be happy. At the end of the day, happiness, your happiness, your level of happiness will attract prosperity that you deserve. So when you check box all of those things in at the level of 1 to 10, and you give it a high number, right? It doesn't have to be 10, but give it a high number. Once you start reaching those in each of the sections of your life, you will attract prosperity like you have never thought about before. Like when you take a look at successful people like Jeff Bezos, or you take a look at Warren Buffett, or somebody else for that matter, doesn't matter, whoever your hero is, right? Even Dalai Lama for that matter, right? He's prosperous. People say Dalai Lama is a saint, and I agree he is, and he is a great, Sir Dalai Lama is amazing person. But he's worth $150 million. Okay, at the end of the day, he attracts prosperity. Prosperity comes in many forms. One form is money, other form is family, other form is happiness, other form is, there are so many forms of prosperity. And I want you to just sit down and think about this. First of all, so for today's exercise, what I would ask you to do is sit down and write down these 7 areas. Okay, so what you would do is you would sit down and you write down these 7 areas: money and wealth, job and satisfaction, state of the country's economy, socialization, family time, alone time, role of religion and spirituality in your life, or spirituality in your life, mental and emotional state, of the of you and your family. Once you take these 7 points, write them down, give them a number. Okay, how happy am I from scale of 1 to 10? Like just make a list of that, give it a number, and then you look at that. Okay, what's number one? Where am I most happiest, right? And then what you do is, instead of just trying to improve your weaknesses, my suggestion is, wherever you are the happiest, make it more happier there. So take that number wherever you're the happiest and get that to 10 first, and then you work on the next one, and then you work on the next one. By doing this, you'll pull everything else up, at a one step at a time. And it is my wish today to, may universe give you and bring you the peace, prosperity, and happiness that you deserve. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you. I love you a lot. Be sure to go here at the bottom and like, comment, share, and absolutely be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for joining. Namaste, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.